but all it takes is one to change the curse of our life.
That's true.
Right? But if we don't act on it, it's never going to happen.
So very true.
So I like a lot of ideas, man. And listen, I put some in place. They're like, what the they thinking, right? And there's some of them like, wow, that was great. Let's maximize on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
This is the Strategy with Jason podcast with your host, Jason Harris.
Hey guys, what's going on, Podcast Nation? It's Jason Harris here with Digital Dealership Solutions. Hey, thanks for joining me on a session of Strategy with Jason. Today I got the man, the myth, that is El Patron.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming by, dude. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Really appreciate it.
Yes.
So, we're down here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's beautiful. It's hot.
Yes, it is hot.
You got in last night. I think I was stumbling in by the time you got in.
1 in the morning. I'm still a little jet lagged, believe it or not.
Still a little jet lagged.
I'm getting used to the hour change thing, but it's all right.
We're jamming here at the Rockstar Automotive Conference, which has just got an amazing lineup of speakers. And what a cool event. And
it's
so awesome for Matt and his crew to really kind of put this on. Hey, you know what? Actually, I think that's probably a great place for us to start. You got a session coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Tell me a little bit about it. What are you guys going to be jamming?
I mean, I like the movement. I like what Matt's doing. I like all the things that he stands for. So, why not? I wanted to support. And I want to get the negative stigma, that is in the car business right now. So he said, hey, what do you want to talk about? I said, well, he said, you're very social online. You're changing culture. And a lot of dealers are not capitalizing on that. Why is it so important? Because I believe it's vital, not just to the car business, just in any business. So I said, changing culture is my thing. So what does it take, and I want people to understand why it's so important to change culture at a dealership, especially right now, what's going on, with the economy and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're at our industry's taking a plateau. Every about 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have an amazing 5 or 6 years, kind of consistently across the board. Everyone's kind of been double-digit gains, almost like month over month over month over month. Now we just kind of hit a plateau,
right.
And I know a lot of people like freaking out, but this happens all the time. Like this is not new for us, right?
History repeats itself.
It does. And I think, because of that, what you're bringing to the table, what you guys are going to be jamming about tomorrow is just so incredibly important.
It is. I think that if you're ahead of the game, just like the digital retailing we're talking about, right? We might not be there yet right now, but I want to be ahead of the game. I want to be able to give the customer that experience, right? If you want to buy the car online, I want to be the guy that has it, at least the option. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if I'm in Brooklyn or if you're in LA, you should have the same option. So, and there's 2 million people in Brooklyn, so I want to capitalize on Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So,
of course.
Yeah.
Which you're doing. An amazing job.
Yes.
Actually, for the people out here that don't know who you are, maybe actually give us just a little, couple-minute origin story, kind of where you're coming from and your background.
All right. So basically, I'm in the automotive space 15 years. Mm-hmm. I got to Brooklyn Mitsubishi 2 years ago. We own about 4 dealerships, so I'm in the organization for about 7 years. So our first franchise was Mitsubishi, and I see the biggest potential there. So I wanted to be a disruptor. I wanted to disrupt the market. Yeah. And go in with a totally different approach, which was social, positive, motivational stuff. And it worked, man. It had the biggest payoff. We had almost 1,000 cars last year on new cars. Mm-hmm. About 3,500 total used cars.
That's awesome.
For the year. So that's huge, especially out of a little store in Brooklyn.
That's a serious operation. It really is. To move that much metal, man, the amount of people required and the processes are just, you guys got to be buzzing like all the time.
It is. It's a fun place to work at. I make it fun. I believe in people, profits, product, right? So you got to be able to have a process, streamline it where the customers, comes first. And I always tell my guy, stop selling, stop being pushy, stop being basically what people think we are. Because we're not that, you know what I mean? We're just human beings trying to make a living for our families, you know what I mean? Yeah. So the guys, I tell them all the time, stop selling, and the social part of it comes in where we all have the cars, right? Every dealership has the car.
Yep.
But
same cars,
exactly,
for the most part. Yeah.
Same invoice, you know what I mean? So what are you telling your customers differently to come into your doors? You know, and are you engaged to them? Are you listening to what they're saying? I believe that transparency is very important right now with digital retailing, what's going on. You got to be able to know exactly, if you say one thing online, you got to make sure that that's what happens when they walk into the door.
Well, see, it creates transparency
with
the consumer. And, digital retailing, I'm a huge fan. All right, and I love seeing where it's going. I mean, I remember at one point in time, I had to convince dealerships that they needed a website. And I had dealerships telling me that no, they didn't.
Wow.
And now I'm looking at digital retailing. Today, this was 18 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's no different than it is with digital retailing.
No,
right?
it isn't.
The first people early on who got their websites had the opportunity to say they were the first. They were, and in fact, we actually used it in our marketing material, right?
Right.
We would put billboards up, all around town,
Yeah.
saying you can now shop us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at abcmotors.com,
Right.
And it's no different. Digital retailing is now that next step. We're getting the customer that opportunity, not requiring them to,
Correct.
getting that opportunity to take that purchase as far online as they want to, where they feel comfortable,
Yes.
and they can stop the process and then come to the dealership and kind of pick it up.
Right.
But it all goes down to supporting your brand. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the brand is not something that we define, even though we would love to be able to define our own
Of
brand.
course.
It's what our consumers, perceive us as.
Right.
That's really what the brand is.
And brand is very powerful. They say it's a religion, but it's really a feeling.
Yes.
A brand is a feeling, right? That's why you buy Nikes. That's why you wear certain clothes.
Yep.
Right. You have something attached, a feeling to
Yep.
that brand. I like to wear Gucci shoes, right? So I'm known for that. And
And they are cool shoes, by the way.
it makes you feel good about it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So that's what it is. So I have an attachment to that brand. So when people want to shop from you, from your brand, they want to make sure that there's obviously consistency there, but and that's why people are scared of the social part of it, right? It is a necessary evil. You do need it, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're not putting yourself out there on social, and social media is not going anywhere.
No.
It's only getting bigger.
No, absolutely, 100%.
You know what I mean? Everybody's shopping here. Everybody's on their phones. 80% of people are on their phones. My website, it's actually, most of my leads come from mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my leads come from mobile because I do a lot of videos, a lot of video content,
Yep.
There's a video on my website when you land on the page, and I'm telling you what to do, and you know what I'm saying? So there's that consistency. So if they saw
You're
my
engaging
video,
with them. It's awesome.
Yes. So I think that dealers need to do that. They need to separate themselves from the guy down the block, except just for pricing. They got to give the customer better experience, a little more streamlined, like you were saying in there. Give a better experience and listen to the customers. They're going to tell you how to sell you the car.
Well, and the cool thing is it gives the customer an opportunity to bite into a little bit more of a story.
Right.
The story is not just about the product and the price.
Yes.
All right. The story is about the dealership and the individuals that work at the dealership. And you got some unique characters
Yes,
that
we
work
do.
at your dealership. I
We
mean,
do, man.
I'm starting to follow a handful of them, and they educate and entertain in a very, very, very fun way.
And I think that people want to be entertained nowadays.
Yes.
There's no more cable TV, right? The cord is cut, and everybody's OTT devices. So we live in a different generation, different times, and we need to evolve because that's where the industry's going.
Yes.
So I'm a visionary. I'm the type of guy that I'm open-minded. You know what I'm saying? So just because I do it my way doesn't mean that I'm gonna listen. And that's why I come to these conferences, man, because I always pick up a little nugget here and there.
Sure.
That it's gonna separate me from the rest.
Yes.
So I invest the time, and it's tedious. Yeah, I'm tired or whatever, but I always want to learn more. I'm not the guy that knows it all. I got a little bit to figure it out, but I always feel like there's room for improvement. There's room for more, and I think that most of us in the industry, just because we GMs or we owners, we think we know it all, and you got guys like me coming around and eating your lunch on social media because you don't know you don't adapt to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Digital retailing, I don't want to be the guy that they eat my lunch. I want to be ahead of it.
Of course. And in fact, that's a part of your brand. Right? I mean, you have both a consumer side brand, and then you also kind of have an industry side brand as well. I mean, you're both consumer and vendor with the amazing app that you and Jason are partnered up with on. So you have two different brands right there.
Yep.
And you have to maintain those brand expectations.
Correct.
All
Brand
right?
awareness. You got to be able to. What is it that your culture, right? What do you stand for, and are you going to deliver that message? And I think that we always put it out there. I'm always out there. Consistency is key. Most guys say, I want to do the social media thing, and they do it for a week, and it fell off. And they're like, they get discouraged. I didn't get no views, I didn't get no likes. And that's how it is at the beginning, man. The beginning was tough. For the first 6 months, I was very discouraged, but I kept going at it. I was doing Facebook Lives by myself. There was no one there.
Yeah.
I was just talking.
Well, it's no different than your 6 a.m. workouts, right? And how do I know you have a 6 a.m. workout?
Right.
Because you post at 6 a.m. every morning.
Yep.
Sometimes
Yep.
earlier, I think.
Yeah,
actually.
5.
Oh, okay, my bad. 5.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
you know about
but
it.
it's
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. The kicker is that I do know about it, right?
Right.
So you're maintaining, 3 different brands all simultaneously, right?
Yes.
You have the car brand, right, which is to the consumers.
Yep.
You have your own personal brand,
Yep.
right, where you're talking about just your life and how you're going through it and your kids, and your
Yeah.
amazing wife,
Yeah.
and just you working out. It's just so that's your personal brand,
Yep.
right? And then you also have this business brand. You have this brand of just always pushing the envelope when it comes to to the automotive industry and what you guys are doing.
And I think that all of us can do it. You don't have to be just a GM.
Yeah.
I have great partners that they allow me to do what I do. And that sometimes they say work more hours, and I say no, just increase more value to your store.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
If you increase more value to the store, I think they realize what you bring to the table.
100%.
And if I help you share your dream, right? And you should be able to help me do mine. This is my dream. I'm living my dream, and I live my best life. And I surround myself with people that understand what my dream is, and they know that I love what I'm doing because I'm passionate about the car business and I'm passionate about building a brand.
Yep.
So they're not gonna put a stop to it because they know what it brings to me. And you know what? They also benefit from it.
Oh, 100%.
Because it comes back to the store, right?
Yes.
I just talked to this guy in there about this service. I just took over service. So it's like mind-boggling. So I was like, why didn't I think of that? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I came here to Vegas, and now I got an idea that I can implement it in the service department. It's going to change the direction of the dealership.
Well, it's your commitment to the craft,
Correct.
right? I mean, this is your industry.
Yeah.
This is how you've created a living for yourself and for your family.
Yes.
And you're committed to always be educated. I think that's some great advice for other managers out there. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Always be learning.
Don't settle, man.
Yeah.
Learning is the new currency. Like, if you're not learning, you're going to stay behind. And I always want to be ahead of the game. So even if it doesn't benefit me, I still got to know about it so I know exactly how to deal with it when it comes to me.
Yeah,
Does that
100%.
make sense?
No, you're just always prepared. You're a good
always
Boy
prepared.
Scout that way.
Yes. Yes.
Now, what for a lot of dealerships out there, because I get into this conversation a lot, where they're beginning to understand the importance of creating a brand, but they don't know exactly what are some of those first steps.
Okay.
What would you say to a dealership that quite hasn't defined who they are as a brand yet?
Mm-mm.
What would be some of those first steps you would recommend?
First
to them?
step, I would say, why are you doing it?
Or the why.
The why.
Okay.
What is your why? Right, and tell the whole world about it.
Yeah, I like
Because
that.
it's gonna give you more commitment. Number one, what message do you have to your customers, and are you gonna stick to that message? Right. So
Yeah, you can't just say it, you got to do it, right?
You got to do it.
Yeah.
So my message is, I'm gonna give you the best deal in town, or I'm gonna give you the best experience in town, because the car is the car.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make you feel good about it buying it, and I deliver that message. And when they come there, I will do whatever it takes to make that deal. Within reason, of course. I'm not gonna lose $10,000 to sell you a car just because I say so. But you come in with the gloves up, right? I'm gonna make sure you come out feeling nice about getting a deal, and you just build a relationship with this guy that in the future I'm gonna service your car, right? Out of the service department, I might sell you another car out of there. So I want to win them for the long haul.
Yeah, and that's
Not
your
just
first priority, right?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you said it earlier. It was people, profits, and
People, process,
people,
product.
process. Yeah,
Product.
Okay, so you're putting the people first. I
Right.
mean, that's the bottom line. You're putting the people first, right?
Absolutely.
And because you're putting the people first, all right, your processes then are dictated by the direction of putting people first.
Correct.
Like it's being defined.
Correct.
The people are defining what your guys' processes are at the dealership.
Yes, and make sure that the whole dealership knows your message, that you're trying
Yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying? Because one person was doing this, but the guy from the top is not really accepting it with it. So it's like, it kind of conflicts.
Yeah,
You got to make sure
yeah.
that everybody's on board with the same page.
Yeah,
This is
that
where
totally
we're
makes
going to go,
sense.
this is the route we're going to go, and this is what it is. No exceptions to the rule. So, video content is important as well. The message you're putting out there, be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Be consistent, because that's what's going to be key, and it's going to separate you from the bunch.
100%. Now I want to kind of go back to what you were saying before about the why.
Yep.
I think this is actually where a lot of dealerships get hung up at. They know what they do.
Right.
They move metal.
Mhm.
They service cars.
Yep.
They sell parts.
Mm-hmm.
But the why they do it can be dramatically different from each dealership.
Yeah.
For you, the why, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
is the people,
Yes.
right?
The experience.
Yes.
Yes, transparency.
So okay, transparency.
Yes.
So that's your why,
That's
right?
my why.
Like this
If
is
I
my
say
why.
this, it's gonna be that. Why do I do it? Because I want to build my portfolio. Why do I do it? Because I want to grow. Why
Yeah.
do I do it? Because I realize that without those people coming back to service my car, I'm never gonna get a chance to sell them another car, and I'm gonna lose them to my competitors.
So always being transparent with, in business, or being transparent to when you're selling a car, like that is a mandate for you.
Correct.
I'm actually kind of curious. Do you know when did that start? How did you know that was your why?
2 years ago when I started the social media thing, right? People will come in and they will only want to deal with me.
Okay.
And I started to realize why they don't want to deal with me, right? If I'm the guy on camera and I'm talking to them,
Yeah.
and I made them go from dealership A to Z, whatever, and they decided to come to me, it's because they want to deal with me.
Yep.
Because they want to either hold me up to what I said. You said this on the video that you're gonna do, so I got to make sure that my team it's prepared to do that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be the one meaning like gonna sell you the car one-on-one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm gonna walk you through the process. And if it comes from the top, meaning that process is streamlined, it's gonna be an easy transition as opposed to being painless.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important.
Oh,
and,
no.
and customers they'd rather go to a dentist than come into a dealership.
For sure.
So-
it's unfortunate, but you're 100% right.
I mean, that should tells you, right? And this is like 2019. We haven't gotten figured out. So like, guys, like wake up and smell the coffee. Like, stop pretending that the customers are stupid.
Yes.
Stop assuming that that you know more than the customer. They're just as smart as us.
Yep.
So insulting their intelligence and things like that go a long way if they're gonna do business with you or not, because they already came to the dealership. So
Yep.
now it's time to show, right? Like, put up a good show and listen, treat them right. We have a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. We always offer them coffee. Like, it's just a welcoming thing. People no one has done that.
Well, you're
The
creating
video.
a home environment.
Yeah.
A place that feels safe and comfortable and relaxing to purchase a car.
Right,
The new building, by the way, looks amazing.
Thank you, yes.
I hope to come out there soon.
Yes, hope you
and
come.
check it out.
You will be
that'd
amazed by the operation.
Yeah, it does look really like something. So I can just feel that for you, there's so much passion around being transparent.
Yes.
Now, is that something that was kind of embedded in you as a child? 'Cause
No,
it
it wasn't.
Is it something that you just kind of grew into?
Yeah, I kind of had to learn it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't really that way, because remember, it all depends of how you raised in the car business, right?
Yeah,
Who are the
100%.
people around you? So if you're with negative people all the time and they tell you this is the way, this is the only way, you're gonna think in your head that's the only way.
Yeah.
And that's not really true,
Yeah.
right? You see all this report. These are people that are taking their time to do the surveys. It's because they're mad and because they want a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not listening to the customer, to the consumer, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. The
Yes.
reason why they're buying cars and Carvana's doing great, because they're streamlined the process and they made it easier for the
Very
consumer.
transparent, very easy.
transparent.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And they're crushing it right now. So I'm shipping cars everywhere. I'm telling them, listen, you don't gotta go to Carvana. Like, I've been here 20 years. Give me
Yep.
a shot. I'll give
Yeah.
you the same experience. So I think people gotta wake up and say, listen, the industry is changing. The
100%.
subscription model. Everybody's a subscription model now. Like, you can change your car 3 times a month. People are like, how's that possible? Like, it's here. It is possible.
Yep.
And there's people who are doing it. Now, I embrace those things because people come to me, they're like, listen, you're the open-minded guy, and I want to try it out with you. I want to give you a pilot program with you. Because you know why? I'm going to embrace it. I'll say, yes, let's try it. Doesn't mean that everything's going to work, but you got to be able to be open-minded, man. Most people out there, they're just stuck in the old ways, and they wonder why they're selling the same cars every day.
Yeah, and you're totally right. And speaking of the old ways, and this is why I'm so curious on how transparency, that why for you kind of came about. When I first started selling cars, it was not about transparency, and I'm sure it's probably the same with you as well.
It was not.
There was no transparency back when
Whatsoever.
when we sold cars. That was
Take
that
it
was
to the moon, man. Take it to the moon.
Every single. It's funny. I'm in Canada, and I use this saying, and it seems to be a very American saying because no one in Canada seems to understand it. And I used to talk about a ham sandwich.
Okay.
And very few people seem to understand up there what a ham sandwich is, and that's just a deal with so much profit that it's just kind of falling out all over the place.
Yeah.
And I remember, going by my manager's office and go, "Yo, boss, you hungry? Because I got one coming for you." But that was the culture then.
Right.
Transparency was not in any way or form a part of the culture. what I have to applaud you for is that you have consumed the data. You consumed all the surveys, all the information that was coming in from the customers, and you identified with that data what they were looking for.
Right.
And it was transparency.
But you see, what I can tell you is that those ham sandwiches are still out there.
There's
it's
still
just
ham
that
sandwiches?
if you give them a better experience, they'll be happy. They'll still let you make
Oh,
money.
that's true. That's
They'll
true.
still let you make money.
Because it was a good experience. They'll pay for it. We love paying for good experiences.
Yeah.
You know all about that.
We're
You love paying
We're
for
the
good
biggest
experiences.
laydown. I order everything online. I don't even sometimes just click. I don't got time, man.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? Profit is still the roof.
That's a
on
good
those
point.
things.
Very good point.
So you can't say, oh, we don't make money on those deals. That's not true. Okay? Open your mind. Say, listen, make sure you streamline the process. Make sure transparency is there. We FaceTime the customer. We send them live videos of the car.
Yeah.
We tell them, listen, there's a big scratch in this car over there. This is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. If the guy's telling me to replace the whole fender, if I have room in the deal, I'll work it out with him. But I'm going to be upfront and say, you know what? I really can't do that.
Yeah.
So you tell me, and sometimes you tell me, I'd rather, thank you for being straight up, but I'll take the deal. Or just give me an extra discount on the car.
So that's a good point. Have you found, from making this shift of being really transparent with your customers, have you actually seen an increase in profitability?
I think that it's maybe not increased profit, but I think that
increase in volume because you're being transparent?
No, it gives you it gives you a better open head from the rest, because the rest of them are just gonna lie to the teeth to get the sale.
Yeah, okay, that makes
to
sense.
get the sale. So the fact that you straight with them and you're like, you're telling me right now. I said, I'm telling you right now what I can do.
Yeah.
Right? They're calling you already because of the price.
100%.
So, come on. They're already calling you because you're the best in town. So now you just got to go and finish the process and just be upfront with them. Tell them what it is.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time. I say, listen, I got 8 other customers coming in on Saturday to see that car. I know the appointments coming in for the car. I see the VDPs. I see the cars getting action.
You're just being real.
I'm being straight.
And they just, that's who you are.
And
You're
they
just real.
love that, though. But they love that, like, really? I'm like, yeah. I can put you through the whole monkey dance if you want. Lie to you and tell you all this and that. Not going to happen when you get here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to waste people's time. My time is money. Their time is money. You know what I'm saying? So just, you want my business. I want your business. This is what I can do. In a nice way, of course. You want to come in, I'll meet you. Let's have a cup of coffee together. No problem. But if you're coming out of your way to come here to get this car under the impression you can get something and it's not, that's not how we operate. And I think a lot of dealerships are missing the boat on that.
And you know what? I have to applaud you for what you guys are doing. I love what you guys are doing at the process level. Yeah. I actually love what you guys are actually doing for this industry. I don't know if you realize how much impact you guys have on this industry.
I don't think I have sometimes.
But I honestly, you do.
Yeah.
It's just because look, people are out there and you're showing it can be done. You're documenting it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for taking the time to come jam with me. I really, really appreciate
Anytime,
it.
bro. And that's what it's about, right? It's if you share it. I just posted the video that I did. I said, share your passion with the world. I said, because the world needs more of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Most people are like, oh, these are my secrets and this and that. And they're like, why are you giving away all your secrets? I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Now it's coming to me like 10 times full. So while you worry about giving away your secrets, like, for what? You going to die with all those ideas?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to go to the cemetery? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Share your passion.
Share your passion,
It's
man.
a great place to be.
They say that we have a million ideas, but all it takes is one to change the curse of our life.
That's true.
Right? But if we don't act on it, it's never going to happen.
So very true.
So I like a lot of ideas, man. And listen, I put some in place. They're like, what the are they thinking, right? And there's some of them like, wow, that was great. Let's maximize on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what it is. So, but thanks for having me,
Patron,
man.
dude, you're such a practitioner, and thank you so much again for your time. That was a blast.
I love what you're doing. You're very consistent. I can't miss you now. You're the orange guy in Canada. So, but I see what you're trying to do. And listen, it's not about the likes. It's not about the shares, right, or the views or whatever.
Nope.
It's about your message. And you know what? Stick to it. I'm probably gonna invite you to my conference.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
There will be another
100%.
conference at the end of the year, so we're trying to put something together right now.
Yep, I'm in.
So,
count me in.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like the game changer, but it's going to be how to be a disruptor in any business.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We need more of that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, thanks again, man. Appreciate the time.
Yes, thank you.